Hi there and welcome to this video. Today we are discussing about audience engagement, and this is a very interesting area as well because we do have speakers or presenters who really perhaps struggle with how to engage the audience or even maintain their interest throughout the entire presentation. I believe some of the insights you're going to share as far as audience engagement is concerned will really come in handy in your journey to learn or to master how to speak with confidence. As usual, I am joined by Paminas, who is glad to share his insights in this area. Thank you for joining in.
Thank you, Mary.
Yes, we're talking about audience engagement, and even as we dive into it, what is audience engagement and why is it important in public speaking?
So in simple terms, Mary, when you talk about audience engagement, is how involved is your audience. So involvement is, are you able to capture their attention? You know, does the audience feel part and parcel of the presentation? Or do you find audience, you know, they've switched off, they're on their phone, they are yawning, they are looking outside, people stop, they start walking out of the room, or you can see clearly they're not following your presentation. So audience involvement, engagement is quite important, you know, because it helps you maintain their interest from start to finish. Remember when we say the introduction is the most important part of the presentation. Why? Because you have to capture their attention. So with the audience engagement, it helps you to have the attention from start to finish. Yeah. So that's number one in the sense that you're able to get their attention and maintain their interest. Audience involvement is also, it's important because it helps the audience understand you better. So right now, if someone is watching this video and they are cooking, or they are reading a book or in their meeting, what is the probability of them understanding the content? It's very low because they're not 100% with you.
True.
So you as a presenter, you need to make sure that the audience is with you 100% so that they can understand. Remember, we don't do presentation for the sake of it. Even if it's humor, you'd want the audience to be with you so that they know when you are cracking the joke. Yeah, so that's very important in terms of enhancing understanding. It can also help you to build the connection with your audience. Yeah. You want the people to feel that that was an interesting presentation. I learned something. I want to come and listen to Paminas or Mary again. Yeah, so that's the way I look at it. Yeah.
Now, talking about audience engagement, most speakers really do not struggle with engaging the audience at the initial stages. But now, how effectively can they be able to maintain the interest of the audience throughout the presentation of their speech?
So there are various strategies that I advocate for. Number one, and I've seen really this work, especially for online presentation, is tell stories. And the more personal and relatable they are, the better. People connect with stories. Whether it's adults, whether it's children, stories are powerful. You remember, Mary, we have what are they called? The stories we tell babies before they sleep.
Bedtime stories.
We have bedtime stories there. We don't tell bedtime facts.
True.
Your kid does not come and ask you about facts. You know, stories. There's a way people connect with stories. So that's number one. The second strategy you can use is ask questions. Throw a question to the audience every now and then. And that is why you even have tags.
Oh, yeah.
So the more I ask you questions, the more you'd be engaged. And as you can see, the participation also increases because it's not only you as a presenter now. So if I ask John a question, I ask Godfrey, I ask Vivian, I ask Nancy, you can see the whole room, if we are 10 of us, they feel part and parcel of the presentation. So asking questions can really help you to engage the audience. You can also use presentation aids. So if you're using PowerPoint, don't just rely on the slides. Why not incorporate videos? Yeah. Why don't you
slides, like
pictures, you know, you can come with something, an object. That can go a long way. Yeah. Remember the human brain. We are not used to focusing on one thing. So people want a variety. And that is where the presentation is.
Like we say, people tend to remember more what they've seen.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Especially something practical. That goes a long way. You'll bear me witness. Whenever we play videos of Obama struggling with public speaking, that resonates with people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's because someone is able to see, wow, if Obama can struggle with public speaking, but after training, this is how he was able to overcome. that someone is able to resonate with that. So there's what you are saying as a presenter, but there's the additional resources that you're using that you go around
The
with.
presentation aids.
Yes. Another thing that I've seen work is you can incorporate humor, assuming you're able to tell good jokes. So if humor is not your strength, leave it to others. But if it works for you, why not? And also depends on your audience. Yeah. And lastly, encourage interaction from the group. So you'll bear me witness. Whenever you go for a training in the afternoon, you've eaten lunch, the last thing you want to do is just sit and take notes.
Take notes.
So for example, for me, whenever I'm training, afternoon will be a session either to do demonstration, case studies, group discussions. So I make sure that I'm not just the point of focus. So the more people interact with each other, the more involved they become, and obvious that raises the audience engagement. Yeah.
Great. As we wind up the video, what would be your final advice, perhaps to someone who's watching and as a speaker and they struggle with audience engagement?
I would say the starting point is please learn public speaking. Enroll for a class. And here at Corporate Staffing, we offer that class. Because you'll understand why public speaking is a skill and not a talent. Majority of the people who sign up, they sign up because they say, wow, I would want to speak like Obama, I want to speak like this newscaster. What they forget is these people have been trained, and it's part of what they do on a day-to-day basis. So start with the training. Get to understand that this is a skill that you can be able to master, and over time you become better at it. Yeah. The second thing is you need to know your audience. So remember I said you can use humor, as part of the audience engagement, you can ask questions. So the questions I would ask CEOs is not the same as I would ask university students if I've been asked to go and give a talk. Yeah, it's totally different. So you need to understand how to package your presentation and engagement to suit your audience.
Like certain engagement tips might not be suitable for a particular audience.
Precisely. For example, humor, if it's in a corporate setting, humor really may not carry the day. Unless the nature of the presentation is more relaxed, you know, people coming together. But a lot of the presentations we make are formal. So there you'd go with questions, you'd go with use of presentation aids, you go with use of your own examples. Yeah.
Like facts, statistics.
Exactly, compared to using humor. Yeah. And the last one is look at practice, because through practice you continually improve maybe. Yeah, I always say public speaking, it's not a destination, it's a journey. We become better. Even me, there are moments where I do a presentation and I ask myself, oh my goodness, was that really me? What was happening today? So but you get better with time.
Yeah. Great. I believe this has been very insightful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
Indeed, when it comes to public speaking, audience engagement is very key, because you don't want to lose your audience interest in the middle of your presentation. You want to hold them into high standards to the end, and that is the beauty with a formal training, because you get to learn why is it that at the beginning my audience are with me, but towards the end I have lost my audience. So the formal training helps you to know how to engage your audience throughout, and that is why we encourage you to join other professionals who have already signed up for our upcoming cohort, and we look forward to seeing you in class so that we walk this journey together. Thank you for watching the videos. See you in the next one.